Good afternoon, residents of Brockton. My name is Richard Wayne Ripley. I have asked for this time on Brockton Community Access to update you on my progress with the Mayor's Office, the Brockton City Council, and Brockton Area Transit on the dangerous public safety threat on the bus. My intent is to inform and educate you, the people of Brockton, about this dangerous threat to your safety that your city leaders have decided that you do not need to know about, and how you, the people, can hold this administration accountable. For those of you hearing about this for the first time, I'm going to just review what the main threat is. Not the only threat, the main threat. The main threat is many bus drivers start illegally moving the bus while passengers, some holding young children or bags of groceries, etc., are standing forward of the yellow line on the floor of the bus, forcing passengers to stand there and try to maintain their balance on a moving bus to prevent themselves from falling while trying to pay their fare on the bus. This is not only illegal, but more importantly, it is extremely dangerous, because if you lose your balance and try to stand up on a moving bus, you could fall down and be injured. And if the driver has to suddenly hit the brakes, you could be sent flying into the windshield and potentially seriously injured. I personally was a victim of this three separate times, and they were all reported to BAT. As some of you may know, I entered the race for mayor of Brockton as the September 15th edition of the Brockton Enterprise stated, to sound the alarm on bus safety in Brockton. I determined that after 6 months of battling and failing to convince the administration to take this threat seriously, I could use a run for mayor as leverage. My plan worked. On August 31st, the city of Brockton sent me a certified letter stating that both BAT and the city of Brockton conducted an investigation into my 80 individual complaints of dangerous and illegal driving behavior by approximately 50 individual bus drivers, and confirmed that my safety concerns were valid and that disciplinary action was taken against the drivers found guilty of driving to endanger passenger safety. I thank the city for their letter. However, I am in a new battle with Mayor Sullivan and the Brockton City Council to get them to publicly inform you, the general public, of the findings of their investigation and the dangerous nature of the investigation into this continuing threat on the buses, so that you can be aware and protect your families. Excuse me. The reality is the Brockton City Council and this administration have lost their way, their will, and their sense of purpose as to why they were elected to serve and represent all the people of Brockton, not just their friends, supporters, and contributors to their campaign. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I was invited to speak at the Democratic Party Forum meet and greet on this past Wednesday night, October 25th, at the Unknown School on Belmont Street. At the conclusion of her speech, City Council President Susan Nicastro held up her phone in her hand and said, "My phone is always in my hands. I am available at all times. Just call me anytime." The next morning, I decided to test that statement. I called her and left a message on her phone. I'm still waiting for a response. The disturbing fact is that since I began tracking and reporting these dangerous safety violations more than 8 months ago in February, neither the city, nor BAT, nor your city council members have ever publicly addressed this threat with you, the people of Brockton. I have repeatedly asked Mayor Sullivan, both in person and in emails, as well as the Brockton City Council, one simple question that they refused to answer. That question is, do all Brocktonians, whether black, brown, or white, young or old, healthy or disabled, have a right to get on a BAT bus safely without the driver illegally moving the bus and threatening their safety? Sadly, like I said, they've all refused to respond. Now, while I understand that Mayor Sullivan and the City Council have no legal obligation to respond, I do believe that they have a moral obligation to the people of Brockton to act responsibly and inform them whenever they are aware of an illegal, dangerous, and ongoing public safety threat in Brockton, not just on the buses, but any threat throughout the city. Now, in my opinion, when instead of acting responsibly, our mayor and city councilors decide to play God and gamble with and risk the lives and safety of the most vulnerable members of our community, innocent children, disabled seniors, etc., then we are truly living through a sad and shameful chapter in Brockton's history. Let me say now, I have stated multiple times to all Brockton's elected officials, including Mayor Sullivan, as sure as the sun will rise tomorrow, eventually Bat's luck will run out and a tragedy will occur and an innocent Brocktonian will be seriously injured on a Bat bus. Will it be yours? Will it be a friend of yours? Will it be your coworker? Will it be your mom or dad? Will it be your son or daughter? Will it be you? The only thing we can be sure of is that it will be a Brockton resident's loved one, and it can be completely avoided if just one of our elected representatives will listen to his or her conscience and put politics aside and do the right thing, the human thing, and act now and publicly address this threat with the people. If you agree with me, don't be afraid. Don't wait to be a victim on the bus. I strongly urge all residents, including all the members of Brockton's vibrant immigrant communities, the Cape Verdean community, the Haitians, Jamaicans, etc., who ride the buses, to tell your friends and neighbors and co-workers who also ride the buses to contact the mayor's office, your city councilor, and your community leaders, and ask them why they have not addressed this ongoing, documented threat with you that the city has admitted is going on. Next, I wanted to say, I'm sorry. Yes, I wanted to say to my critics who tell me, Mr. Ripley, nobody cares about public safety on the buses. Mr. Ripley, you are wasting your time. Mr. Ripley, you can't fight City Hall. I say to them what President Teddy Roosevelt said to his critics in 1903. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried. I now say to Mayor Sullivan and the Brockton City Councilors running for re-election, do you really expect the voters and taxpayers of Brockton to believe and trust you when you say that you want to move Brockton forward, that you care about them, that you will be there for them when you have failed to inform them of this threat to their safety on the bus? I now say to Brockton voters, are these the people that you want representing you? I say now to everyone listening, Brockton will never turn the corner to move forward to a better Brockton as long as these individuals are in power. Let me say now to Mayor Sullivan and the City Council, the definition of a leader, in my opinion, is a leader is someone who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. The good news is, you, the voters of Brockton, hold in your hands the power to throw the self-serving incumbents out of office and send a clear and unmistakable message through your vote on November 7th, just about 10 days away, that Brockton is back in the hands of the people where it belongs. Consider the following. Brockton is your home. Brockton is where you raise your family. Brockton is where you celebrate birthdays and anniversaries and holidays. Brockton is where your family and your friends gather and traditions are born. Brockton is where your church is, where your source of strength in bad times and celebration in good times. In short, Brockton is your home, the community you love. So let me say to you now, whether Brockton remains on its current troubling path of fiscal irresponsibility and failure to listen to and address the needs of the people of this city, or whether Brockton turns the corner and takes the first concrete steps to get its fiscal house in order and begin to move Brockton forward into a future where all the people share in the riches of economic prosperity, is in the hands of tens of thousands of good, honest, hardworking people just like you all over this great city. Let me tell you a secret now. The worst fear of this administration and our incumbent elected representatives hoping to be reelected in 2 weeks is an educated and informed electorate. They want to keep you down. They want to keep you scared and afraid to ask questions. That is their plan. They do not want you to vote in large record numbers. They know that if you do, they will lose. So I say to you now, let's prove them right. I say it is time, in short, for a new generation of leadership at City Hall and in the City Council, a new group of leaders with new ideas to cope with and solve Brockton's problems and create a new, exciting opportunities that benefit all Brocktonians. So please, make plans now to vote on Tuesday, November 7th. Put a notice on your fridge to remind yourself. Tell your friends. Plan on double check where your voting location is. Plan on giving your friends and neighbors a ride to vote. Start a new election day tradition. Above all, make your voice heard. Don't listen to the people who say whoever gets in, nothing will change. Change will happen if you take control and exert your power in the voting booth. Every vote counts. I truly appreciate the opportunity to speak with you. I hope I have opened your eyes to this threat on the buses that this administration is hiding from you. In closing, I want to announce that I will be producing a weekly podcast aptly called Bat Bus Guy, in all capital letters, Bat Bus Guy. It will be on Brockton Community Access Channel 9, beginning on Friday, November 3rd at 7:30 p.m., and will be rebroadcast on Monday, November 6th at 7:30 p.m. And this will be a weekly broadcast. It will be a forum for all the residents who ride the bus to freely express your concerns, such as, did the bus driver illegally move the bus while you're trying to pay your fare? Did the bus driver run a red light? Did the bus driver drive right past you while you were standing on the street waiting for the bus? Even while you're raising your hands, they drive right past you. That has happened. Was the driver rude to you? Should BAT run buses on Sunday mornings? Right now, they don't operate until the afternoon. People still have to get around Brockton, even in the mornings. People work, people go shopping. Did the bus driver shut the doors on the bus before you got completely out? Should BAT extend service and make more stops in more neighborhoods across the city? Were there shopping carts and baby strollers blocking the aisle, making it dangerous for someone like myself, a disabled senior, to try to walk down and try to find a seat on a moving bus without tripping on a baby carriage or falling on the baby? Basically, I will be doing Mayor Sullivan, the city council's, and BAT's job, and informing and educating you, the people of Brockton who ride BAT buses, of your rights under the law to get on a bus safely, of how to protect yourself if the driver threatens your safety, exactly what information to collect, and how to properly report any incident to both BAT and the mayor's office. Everyone is invited and encouraged to participate in the discussion in the following ways on my podcast. Come join me in person, sit right beside me, and I'll just contact me on the screen. I don't see my email address on there, but I think they should be putting it on. Everyone is invited into the discussion. You can, if you have Zoom on your phone, you can connect with my podcast just through your email. You could also email me during the podcast, and I'll address your concern right there on the podcast. But I need everyone to participate, so please contact me, and we can get some guests lined up. I have a guest lined up for my first broadcast. Also, I will be putting some speeches I made during my campaign on my YouTube channel, Bat Bus Guy, all capital letters. It's not on there yet, along with emails and pertinent letters and other documents concerning the BAT threat that I've sent to the City Council and the Mayor. Again, thank you very much, Brockton.